Here with more on his bill is Missouri GOP Senator and Senate Judiciary Committee member Josh Hawley. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Tell us about your bill and why you're pushing this.
It's very simple. It just says that big tech has to treat all of its users equally in terms of its terms of service. So if big tech violates their terms of service, then it gives the individual the ability to sue. For example, take the Federalist website, that conservative website that Google tried to deplatform just 2 days ago. Under my bill, the Federalist would be able to go to court. If you get treated unfairly by big tech, you ought to be able to have your day in court. It's that simple.
Senator Hawley, under Section 230, which has been the law of the land for coming up on 25 years, I think, essentially what it says to big tech companies is, you've got immunity. You cannot be sued as a publisher because you're not a publisher. But ultimately what we're seeing is they're acting like publishers. Can you just explain why the Congress gave them that immunity and what has changed since then?
Yeah, Congress did that back in 1996, which is an eternity ago, of course, when it's talking about the internet. And that was before any of these big dominant platforms like Google or Twitter or Facebook even existed. So the internet's changed a lot since then. And the other thing that's changed is courts have really rewritten Section 230 in all of those intervening years. They've really, in many ways, completely changed the meaning. So what my bill does is gets back to closer to what the original purpose of 230 was, which is have the tech companies act in good faith. That just means treat people fairly, enforce their terms of service fairly. Right now, if Google deplatforms a conservative website, or if Twitter takes away your platform, you can't do anything about it. You don't have any recourse. That's wrong. You should be able to go to court.
All right, here's what Twitter said. It said, no comment directly on the legislation. We enforce Twitter rules impartially for all people on our service, regardless of political ideology. So, no panic on their side. Did you reach out to them before you put this together?
They're certainly aware of the bill, and I look forward to their support. If they really are enforcing their terms of service impartially, then they should support this bill, because all this bill says is the terms of service these big tech companies write, they have to enforce them evenly. Of course, we know that Twitter has been out there censoring the president of the United States while saying nothing about Joe Biden or nothing about all those Chinese Communist Party diplomats who've been lying about COVID-19. So they're not enforcing anything evenly. But if they really are, then I think they should welcome this legislation, and I look forward to their endorsement.
So, Senator, they have a lot of money, Twitter, Facebook, Google. Are they hiring big lobbyists to come in there and try to encourage the Democrats to vote against this?
Absolutely. I mean, they are big tech, are some of the most powerful players on Capitol Hill. They have purchased a lot of influence with the think tanks, economists, unfortunately on both sides of the aisle. So they will fight this tooth and nail. They fight any kind of reform tooth and nail. But I think as people see more and more how powerful big tech is and how they are using their power to favor one political side over the other, I think people are going to stand up and say, this is enough.
Well, if you're saying that big tech has got their thumb on the scale in favor of the political left, as we advance toward November, won't it be too late? I mean, your bill's got to go through Congress before it becomes law.
Yeah, I think time is really of the essence. I mean, this is an urgent matter, Steve, and I think this is why I've been pushing changes since I got to Congress, got to the Senate over a year ago, and I would just call on my colleagues to act now. This bill has broader support when it comes to changing 230 than I think any other bill of its kind has ever had before. And it's time to act now. You could see just 2 days ago with Google trying to silence a conservative website. This is what these tech companies are doing. They're doing it out in the open. It's time to stop that. Give people the right to sue.
You got it. Senator Josh Hawley, the Attorney General background on your resume is certainly helping you out here as you put together this legislation. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Meanwhile,